want to welcome everyone here to Beatty Park, one of the 353 parks maintained by the City of Columbus Recreation and Parks Department. They are incredible. The NCAA and Columbus Local Organizing Committee has teamed up with Nancy Lieberman Charities in partnership with Sport Court to provide the Women's Final Four Dream Court to our kids right here in Columbus. This state-of-the-art play space will provide children a place to learn and grow while playing the great game of basketball. Thank you, Ohio State University Athletics, who will be conducting a youth clinic directly following this ceremony. You don't want to miss that, so please stay. I would now like to introduce to you a very special guest, Vice President of the NCAA Women's Basketball, Lynn Holtzman.
Good afternoon. I'm going to need a little more feedback. Come on, good afternoon. On behalf of the NCAA, we are very excited to be here today. I do want to recognize we have the chair of the Women's Basketball Committee also in attendance, Rhonda Bennett from the University of Nevada. Our goal is not only to deliver a memorable championship experience to our student athletes who are participating in the 2018 Women's Final Four here in Columbus this weekend, but also leave a lasting legacy in that host city. The Women's Final Four is more than just 3 games. Our partnership with the Nancy Lieberman Charities, the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and Columbus Recreation and Parks has provided us an avenue to strengthen the communities we touch surrounding America's marquee women's sporting event. We were excited to discover an opportunity to provide a new basketball court here at Beatty Park with the hope and goal that we could positively impact the youth and families of today and for generations to come. It was important to us that the location that was selected had plenty of residents within walking distance to ensure as many people as possible could take advantage of having a quality outdoor court in their neighborhood. I grew up in Northeast Ohio, outside Cleveland. I grew up in Ohio, come on. Personally, I also grew up playing on a dirt court with tree roots and an 11-foot basket. To have an opportunity such as this for the youth in this community is tremendous. The game of basketball and what it can do to a community and to allow a safe environment for kids and families to learn and play the game is an important part of the program. This court provides Columbus youth that safe space to play. Hopefully it will inspire young people, both boys and girls, a love for the game, a desire to be active through sport throughout their entire lives, and to potentially create a pathway to a lifelong opportunity. And hopefully we will have some future NCAA student athletes that started on this court. The NCAA and its partners are committed to a community stewardship, and we are grateful to all who have made this vision a reality today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn, and thank you for being a part of our collaborative spirit here in Columbus. We really are well known for that. Our Recreation and Parks Department is one place where that manifests. I forgot to tell you who I was when I started off because I was so excited about the band. I'm Elizabeth Brown. I'm a Columbus City Council member, but I chair our Recreation and Parks Department. So again, thank you. Thank you for being a part of that collaborative spirit. And we couldn't be here celebrating if it weren't for another one of those partnerships of the city, and that is a partnership with the county. So I'd like to please bring up now Franklin County Administrator Ken Wilson.
Thank you, Councilwoman Brown. It's really great to come in and feel so much spirit of the Final Four. The band was great. The mascot is great. He's got a lot of rhythm. He or she has a lot of rhythm. Who's ever in that costume, more so than myself. I'm pleased to be here. What a great week for Franklin County and the city of Columbus to host this event. Thanks to the NCAA for allowing us to open up all of our neighborhoods to the 4 teams that are fortunate enough to be here to join us this week. On behalf of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, President Kevin L. Boyce, Marilyn Brown, and John O'Grady, we would like to thank the Nancy Lieberman Charities and Sport Court for sharing with us a legacy to leave behind in that beautiful court that's outside that our kids will be able to enjoy and learn many lessons of teamwork, sportsmanship, and the various lessons that we all have learned, those of us that have been lucky enough to participate in sports over our lifetimes. So I'd just like to say thanks. I want to be very brief and enjoy this week of festivities here in Central Ohio. Thank you.
Nancy Lieberman Charities, along with Sport Court, started the Dream Court program in 2009. And this court that we're opening today will be number 55. This will be the fifth Dream Court that Nancy Lieberman Charities and the NCAA have partnered on. We would like to thank Jeff Chambers and his employees at Sport Court for their time, support, and hard work. We also would like to thank, again, the Columbus Local Organizing Committee for donating the food and drinks for the kids today. And without further ado, I would like to introduce somebody who has been hard at work on all of these efforts for a long time and is partially responsible for all of us being here today with NCAA. The Executive Director of the Columbus Sports Commission, Logan.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so proud to be here representing our local organizing committee, Ohio State, Nationwide Arena, Experience Columbus, the hospitality community, and all our friends of Franklin County and the city. I've got to tell you, I had the privilege of working in the Women's Basketball League when Nancy Lieberman was playing, so I saw firsthand her talent and what she brought to the game, and it was really great to see women having those opportunities, and now to see what the charities have done, and to be number 55, that happens to be one of my favorite numbers too, so I'll always remember that. And again, just thank you for everyone and all the hard work for our community, and to the NCAA, thanks for this privilege. Thank you.
I really think we need to give Linda another hand. I'm sorry, Linda. You've been working so hard on this, and we really appreciate it. And I do want to acknowledge several community leaders and VIPs who are here in attendance. I want to thank a couple folks from our Recreation and Parks Department, Sophia Pfiffner, the Community Relations Chief for our Parks Department, and Bernita Reese, Assistant Director of Recreation and Program Services. If we could give them both a round of applause. And I see two of my colleagues here today, Council President Shannon Hardin, and Council Member Emmanuel Remy. Thank you so much for being here. I also see Brian Ross with Experience Columbus. So thank you, Brian, for all your hard work. And Katie Smith and Helen Darling, if you could please stand. Thank you for representing our city and really the best of athletics in everything you do. So thank you very much. Next, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our mayor, Mayor Andrew Ginther, who is dedicated to neighborhoods in our city. And I think a day like today, where we're coming together to celebrate Dream Court, is one more fulfillment of that mission. So thank you, Mayor. And without further ado.
Good afternoon. What a great day in the city of Columbus, and not because the young people are getting ready to start spring break in 2 days. They know that we're welcoming America to Columbus this week. Some of the greatest basketball players in America, great institutions like Connecticut. I know there might be a couple UConn fans in the house. We also have some great players from Notre Dame and Mississippi State and from Louisville. But really, this is a celebration of this Columbus way that we talk about all the time. Because we believe we do public-private partnerships better here than anywhere else in America. And hosting this Final Four, in addition to hosting the Frozen Four in the past, the NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship, Linda just told me that we've secured 12 other NCAA National Championships in future years. We are building the case that not only is Columbus the place to be for everything related to extraordinary events, but this is where champions come to play in the city of Columbus. And so we're excited. But as Liz mentioned, it's all about neighborhoods. Vibrant, thriving neighborhoods make for great cities. And so having the NCAA and Nancy Lieberman Charities here to give this court. I don't know if you ran into the same kids I did on the way in here. We're already trying out that court. Pretty close contest going on out there. We might catch the end of it when we wrap up here. But that's what this is all about. This is what this week is all about. Being able to host, for the first time in our community's history, the NCAA Women's Final Four here in the city. Just last night, the Columbus Women's Commission held a town hall focusing on pay equity, empowerment of women, continuing to lift up women in this community. And so it's exciting that I get to come here today for this dedication, for Nancy, for all of the trailblazing, all of the ceilings broken, all of the records set, to have this incredible opportunity to place your name, your work, your commitment, your legacy of service to this incredible game on a court in this great neighborhood in the city of Columbus. We're grateful to you, to the NCAA, and for all of our partners in making this happen. And now, we get one step closer to crowning a national champion in America's Opportunity City. God bless.
That is a great lead-in for the next person we're going to invite to the podium. She is a woman who is referred to as Lady Magic due to her abilities on and off the court. It was her dream at a young age to be on a basketball court, and she drew on her own upbringing to provide kids with a dream court of their own to learn and play the game of basketball. It is my pleasure to introduce Nancy Lieberman Charities founder, Basketball Hall of Famer, two-time Olympian, and former assistant coach of the Sacramento Kings, only the second woman to be hired in the NBA, and now a head coach for the men's professional Big Three League, Nancy Lieberman. We're going to do some photo ops. So before Nancy speaks here, Nancy Lieberman Charities would like to thank the partners who've worked with the charity to build this dream court for the kids of Columbus. These two supporters have the same vision as Nancy Lieberman Charities in giving back to the community. So please welcome up to the podium to accept this plaque on behalf of Ncaa, Lynn Holtzman, and from the Columbus Local Organizing Committee, Linda Logan. And then the three of you get together.
You know, I've been to almost every Final Four. Played in won a couple national championships myself with my teammates at Old Dominion University. But I have to tell you, coming here to Columbus means a lot to me because not only the history of winning, and Mayor, you know, all the remarks you made about, you know, just being a culture and a history changer and opening up all these avenues. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this community over the next week or so. Not just in the United States, there's going to be eyeballs all around the world seeing what you're doing and how you're handling and how you're hosting. So I feel very honored to come here. I've been here a couple times and now I get to come here on a very amazing occasion for this city and with the Ncaa. And so I'm first and foremost very proud to be here. Second, Katie Smith, Helen Darling, come on up here, my sisters. You have to come up here. They're up here with me today because these women represent a great friendship. We're doing life together as women who love this game. And you couldn't pick better role models to have in the history of this game than Helen Darling and Katie Smith. I have played against both of them. I have still residual effects from Katie. What doctor said, the drool will go away, don't worry. But I mean, these are heroes, these are great role models and exceptional women, and they're from your community. And I'm just happy to be up here to have the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the Yukon band. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Y'all know what winning is all about, and you've been to a lot of these. So, you know, for my friend Gino and what you've done, congratulations. It's ridiculously historic, what you've done. Husky, give me a hug. So I get a lot of credit for this stuff. I'm not sure if it's really deserved, but I want to thank Tracy Choate. She works with me every day at Nancy Lieberman Charities. She does all the grunt work. She makes all the phone calls. She's on the phone with Lynn and Victor and everybody else. And then I get to Columbus and everybody's like hugging me and saying thank you to me. And I appreciate everything you do. It's a team, right? And if you don't have good people around you, you're nothing. I would love to thank my friends at the Ncaa for what you mean to women, to women's athletics, just how you encourage us, you support us, you give us vision, you give us hope, you give us a reality. You know, I've had a lot given to me in life, so I should never, ever be one to complain. I would have given my little pinky to have played in the Ncaa. I was AIW, not the root beer, okay? But, you know, when we want to, what you've done for women to elevate women's athletics on such a stage is unbelievable with our friends from ESPN. It's at a level that we could have only dreamed about. So thank you for everything that y'all have done. So those of you who see me today, you can say, okay, well, they've said all these really nice things about me, and I really do appreciate it. But the truth of the matter is, and I'm sure Helen and Katie probably don't know this, I was a poor kid from a one-parent family growing up in New York. We had no food, no father, no heat, no electricity, and we were one grandparent away from food stamps. That's not the story you probably have known about me. What you know is I've been a fighter my whole life because I had to fight, because we didn't have the NCAA. So growing up in New York, the safest place for me to be was on a court, because you couldn't tell me I was stupid or dumb or never going to make anything of myself. I got tired of hearing that I was a tomboy. I got tired of hearing why I was a little Jewish redheaded girl playing in the schoolyard with black kids. I sort of got tired of hearing all the judgments that people put on us. So for me to be on a basketball court, it's called a dream court because it was my dream to be safe on that court, the parameters of the court, because it was all about street cred. It was all about can you play or not play, and I could handle that. So I was really young, and I fell in love with this man when I was 10 years old. I saw him on TV, and I was walking into the kitchen, and there on the TV, there was this guy, and he says, "I'm the greatest of all times. I beat George Foreman. I beat Sonny Liston like I did in 1964. I'm too pretty not to be the champion of the world. I am the greatest of all times." I looked at that guy and I was like mesmerized. That was Muhammad Ali. That was a heavyweight champion of the world. And I walked into the kitchen, Katie, this is the truth. And I looked at my mother and I went, "I'm gonna be the greatest of all times." And I was 10. There was no clinical reason. There was no Dr. Phil or Oprah to help me through my situation. And my mother goes, "Why are you talking like that, Nancy?" So we're from New York. She talked like this. I said, "You better get used to it. I'm gonna knock you out in 2 rounds. And she goes, "I'm your mother." And I was like, "Okay, but I'm gonna knock him out too." And she says, "That's your brother." I said, "Uh-huh, yep, I'm gonna get him." And I stood by the door frame and I put my hands on my hips. And I said, "You better get used to me. I'm gonna be really great. You're gonna want my autograph one day." And I ran to the room and cried. So this man that I didn't know anything about changed my life. He became my vision. He gave me hope. He gave me something to believe in. At 19 years old, after Old Dominion had won their first national championship, I am asked to go to the New York Stock Exchange because they were doing a fundraiser for the Olympic team. And I was in high school. Can you believe it? I'm at the Olympics in '76. I was a senior in high school when we won the silver medal. I go to the New York Stock Exchange, and I'm feeling good about myself. We've all had those moments, and I'm like, so who's the other Olympic athlete here? So the man, I'm with my mom and my best friend, and the man says, "Oh, it's you and the champ." I'm like, "Champ who? What champ?" And he goes, "Oh, Muhammad Ali." And I'm like, "He's here?" And he goes, "Yeah, we're going in the room." Okay, I couldn't breathe. I walk in the room, and there he is. There's my man. I go to the other end of the room, and my mother goes up to him and goes, "Mr. Muhammad, my name is Rini Lieberman from Far Rockaway, New York. My daughter is the greatest of all times." And he goes, "Lady, listen here. There's only one greatest of all time, and it's me." So he calls me over, and I was so nervous, and I couldn't breathe, because I had nothing. I had only had him and basketball. And he says, "Your mom says you're really good." And I said, "No, I'm not, Mr. Muhammad, I'm not really good. I'm the greatest of all times." And he goes, "There's 2 of us?" I said, "Yeah, there are 2 of us in Old Dominion." Okay, lifelong friend. He knew that I was broken. He knew that he knew that he needed to be in my life. That man, to the day we buried him in Louisville, he was there every step of the way. So everything you see today, these relationships with the NCAA, the relationship which I cannot thank enough with Sport Court. Lauren Gillian, where are you? Stand up, honey. That right here, put it together for Sport Court. 55 courts, 55 by our partner, Sport Court, because they care. They care about the community. They care about kids. They care about women. They see a bigger picture culturally of what we're trying to do together, and they've been with us every step of the way. So when I tell you about Muhammad Ali, and people go, oh, well, Nancy, you're philanthropic. You know what? He taught me about racism. He taught me about philanthropy. He taught me about being great. He taught me to respect everybody, but to fear nobody. He taught me all the things that I was going to need in life at 22, 23 years old, which I was actually at one point. I think I was, I'm not sure. But he poured so much into me. So this is the result of having great people in your life. So each one of us has to think about the person that we're sitting shoulder to shoulder with. Because what are you doing to make each other better? What are you doing to pour into each other? How are we helping each other? We have to. We are commanded. We are commanded to help each other. Because whatever I have, whatever we have, it ain't ours. It's not going in the box with us. And the great Maya Angelou says, don't go through life with two mitts. If you're only catching, you're a taker. And you don't want to be a taker in life. You want to be a giver in life. So I thought I wanted to be the greatest basketball player of all time. It was what it was at that time. But I've learned that being a giver and meeting people, you know, some of these kids don't know that I played. And you know what? It's okay. It's not about me. There's so many people who have lifted me up, and that's the mark of a great champion. It's not what you've done, it's the people that you lift up. So today in Columbus, Ohio, with Sport Court, with UConn, with Husky, with Mayor, with Lynn, with Linda, with everybody, we are lifting up this community together. We get a first chance to make an incredible impression on the city. And we know we look different. We know we do, but it doesn't matter because we're winners and we're gonna win together. We're gonna make your community beautiful. We're gonna reach out to your children. If you want, Mayor, this will not be the first dream court we put here. We will come back. I will come back. But this is why we're here. We have over 2 million children in underserved areas playing on our dream courts. We get so many people who are asking us, we just got to make sure we're doing it for the right reasons, and we're blessing the people that we're working with. But quite frankly, the kids inspire us. You know, the cities inspire us. You blessed us by saying you would like to work with us. It is not my birthright to have you actually care about what I do. So thank you. Thank you for, what the NCAA in this city and everybody in this community. This is a team effort, okay? So no matter what you see, and this court's about the kids, it's a team effort. And I just really, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to everybody. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you.
All right.